Why hello and welcome back to another Lord of the Rings update, or LOTRO update today, my friends. So, they have released the Gondor Renewed Update 36. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go over it right now. In the next couple, maybe the streams this weekend or videos, so you might wanna like and subscribe. We're gonna explore, check some stuff out, but let's see exactly what they've given us here. I'm pretty excited, because I've always thought it's very smart of Standing Stones for this, because if you know, with the new free-to-play revamp, you can get up to level 95, which is like Western Gondor area, but it's very, very clever of them and smart from a perspective of updating the Gondor area to give a little bit more. Once people get to that point, they're kind of like, oh, do I want to, then become a subscriber or become, get the last expansion kind of thing. Of course, at that point, you've already probably played 500 hours. You probably already are a subscriber just for the convenience stuff. But again, you don't have to be because the free-to-play system is so great. But once you get to that point, at level 95 or whatever, then you might need to either earn the points to get the expansion, right? Or become a subscriber, right? But I really love the fact that they're renewing the area, because something that I always thought about the Gondor region was that it felt kind of like really big expanse, but kind of like empty and not like a whole lot to do when it came out. I always thought that when it came out. Like the Rohan area was kind of like very exciting and really good like areas to go and do questing. The Gondor quest just kind of felt, the main chapter was good, like the storyline, but like all the side quests were kind of like eh. So I believe they've redone some stuff. So they've called it Gondor Renewed, and I think it's really, really good on them and very exciting. So let's go through it. Anyway, there's my little spiel at the beginning right there. Again, I am your host and guide, Zollin Ironshield, as always. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. But let's read through this. All right, Update 36, release notes. I'm just gonna hop through it. I'll have this linked in the description for you, of course. So I will just tell you the things that I'm excited about. New story begins with a renewed King's Gondor. After the defeat of Sauron, King Elisar and Queen Arwen seek to bring peace to their kingdom. Oh! Did you guys possibly watch my guessing what might be next video I made a few weeks ago? I said one of the good things they could do is move into, they've been doing a lot of the Northern Dwarves stuff. Well, now that we're, spoilers, Sauron got defeated, the ring got destroyed. Hope you know that if you're a Lord of the Rings fan already. But at the point of the game, when you're near the end game content, where are we going next in the world? I was guessing that they may go and start helping Arwen and Aragorn, the king and queen of Gondor now, kind of help solidify their control on the region of Gondor and start making peace, because obviously not everything's going to be, all dandy, because there's also some evil humans out there. Not all of them from Harad. I mean, some of them are good. As you know, I've talked about that a lot. The Easterlings are split because of the Blue Wizards. Some of them are on the side of good. Some of them are serving Sauron because of his influence. So there's a lot going on, right? But there's still a lot of stuff that Aragorn had to handle that Tolkien mentions to us in the appendices. So anyway, very excited to see this is where they're going from that first sentence. All right, now let's continue actually looking at the update. Sorry, I'll give you a history lesson here. But the danger is not gone, and the new foes seek to threaten Gondor, which is a very real thing that Tolkien mentions in the appendices. Adventure awaits in a new zone of King's Gondor East. Oh, cool. All right, well, there's a new zone. I might have to pop that up here for the update video just to look at the map real quick. Set after the War of the Ring, which is, again, the third age. So we're in the fourth age right now in the storytelling for LOTRO. When fresh breezes have dispersed the fumes of the dawnless day and allowed the sun to shine again, discover the beginning of a new epic-style storyline. The Song of Waves and Wind, all right? Team up with Legolas, Gimli, and their friends, both old and new, to investigate the countless threats of the heirs of Castamere. Okay, I do not remember where that is off the top of my head with lore, but we'll figure that out. The Song of Winds here, Waves and Winds, excuse me. The new story debuts with the Gondor Renewed called The Song of Wave for characters level 140. Start the final chapter by speaking to Glyndor in Minas Tirith, Midsummer. Remember, there's different versions of Minas Tirith because of the timeline. Midsummer is one of the ending ones. It's like the happy ending Minas Tirith after the battle. This new story is available to anyone who is a VIP, purchased the Gondor Renewed quest pack, or who purchased quest packs associated with the story that are related in the future. Okay, so this is continuing content, which again, LOTRO has been very clear about that. the new free-to-play is pretty much you get everything. All the expansions, they just throw them all in as I hit my light. They throw them all in now, all the way up to level 95. And then if you earn your LOTRO points, you can sometimes get the expansions past that to an extent till the very last one, which is the Fates of Gundabad. But this one is technically after the Fates of Gundabad. So this quest line doesn't mean you can't go to Gondor, but the quest line, you won't be able to do the quest unless you've purchased the quest pack or you're a VIP, because VIPs just get all the new content except for the brand new big level expansion, okay? So that means like any new stuff they add like this, you'll just get for free as a VIP. You just be able to do it. But if they have a new expansion that maybe they move the level from 140 to 145 or 150, and it's a huge new area, they usually make it a dropped money expansion. And usually, sometimes they're really cheap. They're like $20 US. Sometimes they're more like $40. So they're usually quite reasonable for the regular one just to get the content. And of course, they have like the collector's ones, which I cover a lot on this channel. If you're ever curious to know before you buy, you might want to like and subscribe for that. If you are a LOTRO fan, I'm a big LOTRO fan, as you might have noticed in the last 2 minutes. King's Gondor awaits, okay? Gone are the gloomy dark side, guys, replaced with the bright and sunny fields and hills. Players familiar with the original central eastern Gondor regions will be familiar with King's Gondor from a navigation standpoint, but there are new additions and places players previously could not go, now open to allow for further exploration. This is very cool. So what they've done is they've taken the areas, obviously, right? And they've gone and said, okay, let's remove the scary sky, right? Because he's been destroyed. Mount Doom's now not fuming. Sauron's gone. Let's make it beautiful, because Gondor is a gorgeous location. It's just like, it is actually somewhere. If Mordor wasn't right there, you know, I'd probably live there. If you ask me where I would live in Middle Earth. And they've opened some new areas up, and maybe they've updated some textures, who knows? Now this is a newer region, so they probably didn't have to do that compared to like, over, you know, Eriador. That needed a lot more updates with textures because it was older part of the game. So the quest pack Gondor Renewed unlocks more than 80 quests. Wow, that's a lot. We'll see how much it is in a minute. I'll get to that. Deeds for level 140. Okay, including King's Gondor East and the Song of Waves West. VIPs get it free. Yeah. Okay, that's what we just talked about. All right, moving on. How do I get to King's Gondor? Go to Minas Tirith after battle and head south through the Pelennor Fields. Exploration is now possible beyond the point where the previous stood an impassable. Okay, questing begins in the area of the Pelennor Fields. Okay, remember I was telling you how the different parts of Minas Tirith had different stages of time? Well, basically now after the battle, Minas Tirith used to be you couldn't actually really leave the city. It was like blocked off. Well, now basically you're going to be able to leave the city and that area will be open. Where you could be on that area in the previous battle where everything was dark and dank and war happening. Now they basically, it's kind of like a different dimension, right? To give you the feeling of being in a new time frame, right? It's a clever way of doing it for an MMO, especially from the perspective of this game is one of the biggest games in the world. I can say that. It's like number 3 or 4 in actual area to travel and walk around. So, but what do you do when there's a time change for everyone on the server when it's an open world? Well, this is what they've done, right? It's just basically a different dimension. So, how they make that where you can play together? Well, obviously it'll be higher level, probably creatures and that, but we'll get into that. Let's not get in the technicals. This is just an update for you guys, okay? Landscape difficulty, the Paths of Valor, all right? So again, they've got some more details right there. We have reworked the landscape difficulty setting system introduced with Treebeard. Okay, so this is a cool thing. You can actually like change the difficulty of things you're fighting. Maybe make it a little less boring so you're not just like one-shot mob. One-shot, what is the challenge of this? And are now opening to the general game worlds as an option. As an option. They're not forcing it on you. If you don't like it, you're like, I don't want to touch that. Don't touch it. This is for people who are more like, I want a challenge. I want better mobs to fight, okay? Which is cool because, again, Lord of the Rings Online is focusing on what they're good at, which is the PvE, okay? They've always been really good at that. So I'm glad they're thinking about that, keeping us happy and challenged, right, for the players and for, you know, players that want to come to the game. They're renewing things even better, right? Renewing things. Excuse me. Read full details about the landscape difficulty options below. All right, and there are also new rewards available by playing at higher difficulties. Cool, right? little bit of challenge, a little bit of extra stuff you can get. Activate your difficulty and adjust in the future by speaking with Hardened Traveler, all right? Which can be found in major hubs and new player zones throughout Middle-earth. So, Bree probably, you know, and major hubs, Minas Tirith probably has one. And then a lot of the new player zones like Archit, Mickle Delving. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to name them all, but they're right here. Here's a bunch of them. Outside the Prancing Pony and Bee, near the stables, here they are. Look at that. Was I close? Didn't even I should have just kept reading. Mossword, yeah, I'm pretty close. Yeah, pretty much. Down the road, start area, exit, waypoint. Yeah, okay, perfect. There are titles available for activating a difficulty of 3 or higher and keeping it there from level 10 to 50, sweet, and then to level 130 respectfully. The title granted depends on the class you play, but can be used by any character on your account. Make sure to select your landscape difficulty prior to achieving level 10, so this immediately says that you're not eligible if you're not for this particular thing, if you're past that on that character, to be eligible for these titles. In order to earn these titles, you must keep the difficulty system active for the entire leveling span from level 10 through 50 and 130. Wow. Entering areas of the game world where it is temporarily suspended will not invalidate you from the title attempt. However, turning it down or off via the hardened trainer will. Okay, well that's pretty self-explanatory, right? For all of my watchers out there who might want to use this. So again, this is not for characters that are already max level. Sad to us. But if we want to make a new character and try to get these titles on our normal servers, we can. Cool. Which is kind of cool because there's one thing I was always kind of sad. You can never really get past that level. Is it 15 or 20 title? There's a few titles for never dying at a certain point. Well, now we got some new challenges from level 10 to 50 and 130. Cool. All right, more delvings. The delving system, right, are now available. The Numinos instance, sweet. That's cool. We get to go back and do some old ones that I like. Great Barrows instance, Sandbrock, awesome. The maze have been converted to be playable on delvings. Find them in the instance, sweet. All right, we've got some more added to that, wonderful. Quality of life, just more stuff for us to do and be able to replay, because having content you could replay is also really nice, right? Especially when instances you enjoyed that were fun, like those ones. News and notes, classes. I'm not going to go through all these because it'll make the video too long, but you are welcome to look at all these updates. These are bug fixes or improvements or whatever. Crafting, I want to read this one real quick. The crafting ingredients, tuft something furs. It looks like these are just fixes. Beasts in the Entomors drop crafting hides, would not correctly drop Gundabad hides. Oh, good. So it's just an update, make sure. So these are just glitch updates. No big crafting update yet. At the end of the year, they're planning on doing a really big crafting update, if you don't already know that. So that's kind of cool. Items and rewards, sweet. Some more landscape difficulty. We have reworked the landscape difficulty system, including originally to the Treebeard, made it available, sweet. So here's all the major details if you're curious. Heroic, fearless, all right. Different levels of stuff that drop while you do it, cool. General landscape changes. The Court of Celeborn now has a map. Oh, cool. All right, well, that's actually really nice. That always drove me crazy. There wasn't a map for that. Floating objects in the hall is more to be grounded. Someone having an Elgardian Leviosa spell on them. Or is it Wimgardian Leviosa? I don't know. Hermione Granger would have said it right. Incorrect textures in Minas Tirith have been resolved. Sweet. We like visual updates. Localization, stable mastered text has been updated for the German game climate. Okay, that's not us, for at least for me. If my friends are watching who are German, awesome. You guys are amazing. I have some friends from there. Missions, technically I have a little background in German in my bloodline, but I've never been there, sadly. Missions and delvings. Okay. There's a bunch of info on the missions and delvings. Missions are a different thing than delvings, but cool, they've done both of those. Player versus monster player. There's some big updates to this one, guys, okay? So there's a lot in this update. We've adjusted Infamy, Renowned Wild Garoots, okay? This is something that I could do an entire video separately on. I really don't want to pain you guys. I want you to be able to finish this video quickly. You can read this all yourself. War, spoil, carry-all icons have been updated and no longer display, okay? There's a lot of updates to monster play, as you can see here. Loot boxes, wow. There's a lot of stuff going on there. They're gonna add a new siege system too, which I don't know, is it in here? I'm trying to look if they have anything with the siege system. yet, because I know they were planning on releasing that. I'm not sure if that's out yet or not, but it would probably be in these words somewhere. We're not going to read all that right now. Quests, deeds, and instances. I want these update videos to be relatively swift for you guys, because I will link it down there if you want to be in detail and read it. You're welcome to leave comments if you have a question about something. I will try to answer it. I could always make a guide video. Tier 4. Again, remember, I do my best, but I'm also learning new updated things. Okay, miscellaneous things, all right, and some known issues. Sweet. So pretty much the big thing here is the Gondor Renewed, okay? They have redone the Gondor area. I'm very excited to explore this new area myself. Again, some things will be similar, some things will be nice because we'll see it in a new light. Ha! No joke on that, but half joke, half real. Because there's no more smoke in the air, so there's sunlight, and it'll look pretty like that, like the thumbnail. So anyway, my friends, have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth. Very excited about this. Again, maybe some streams or some videos will go over this together. So stay happy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day in Middle-earth. And thank you to my patrons for their support. You guys are the best. And have a great day in Middle-earth. Baruch Kazad, Kuzad, I menu. See ya.